Kelra's lane.
Coffee, ordered a lot of...
Nash is probably going to have a group against Renzio on this Esmeralda to pressure down the lane. And I think right now we can see they are on the bottom side the line.
Goes down to Chaknu, really probably an Abyssal Arrow landed there and unfortunately lost his life. So Omega actually scoring one to even up the kill count. 1-1 at this point. We're gonna see Ryzen rotating now on the top side. The Bellman looking for this next objective. The turtle is already
Demon Kite, so action after action on both sides of the map.
Yeah, already trades happening on the board here for both teams, but it does seem like they were able to secure that turtle first. So now we'll see how they are going to respond to this. Understanding they do have a really good early game composition. They do have light to be able to look for these pickoffs, but like we mentioned before, Chakno is doing a really good job just surveying and opening up the map for his team.
Yeah, right now, I mean, it's pretty even across the board, right? So RSG Philippines, even with that early turtle, Smart Omega wants to play around that, put pressure around each part of the map. Kelra grabbing an early kill already against Emon, who had that early kill himself, is a good advantage start for them as they transition to the mid game later on. Demon Kite showing pretty much confidence here. Edu Max gonna push him out too. He wants to secure Ryzen for this orange buff. Nath there too. There's gonna be the focus here. Abysmal Strike comes out. Demon Kite under the tier 2 turret, finding a kill for himself. Renzio not able to help out just yet. Edu Max now here too. Join the party. It's 2 versus 2 around the orange buff of Smart Omega. Here comes Chaknu, but it's taken anyway from Demon Kite.
Huge pickoff here for the side of RSG, and now they are leading with a 1,000 gold lead. We'll see what Omega can do about this, because it does seem like the tempo has been completely set by RSG as that Iron Hook nearly misses.
Yeah, combined with the flicker too, even if it misses, it puts you out of position, right, for a bit there. Thank goodness, but the Abyssal Arrow lands on. I think that was Aqua that managed to get away. Demon Kite already securing the top turret. The bloody hunt comes out though, terrifying. It is like that's gonna go down here. RSGPH losing 1 life, 2 to 3 now across the kill counts, but definitely the map still in control by RSGPH.
Yeah, I mean, they grab the turret at the top lane, so they trade that for that kill. And this could be just movement plays coming out from RSG Philippines, right? They know that Chaknu is going to be looking for those Abyssal Arrows. Now they trade the turtle here. So objectively still, RSG Philippines controlling that department.
So still the same thing that happened in game number 1, right? It was RSG Philippines kind of setting the tempo, and they were able to get the objectives left, right, cross, and center. But now it is going to be on the hands of Omega to look for the momentum like they did similarly to game number 1, to try and to be able to kind of grasp that control away from the side of RSG, as they are now with almost a 2,000 gold lead, and they're putting a lot of focus here onto Kelra.
Yeah, Demon Kite chasing Ryzen down here in his own jungle. Absolutely obnoxious. But you know, Ryzen, I know he kind of has more of a utility jungler play style, but on the Bauman, I kind of would expect him to at least try to contest for the objectives. Yes, probably harder to do that as a Fanny, but with Bauman, you pretty much have 2 retributions, right?
Yeah, I mean, you have those options. Plus, he's running the jungle emblem here, right? But so far, hasn't been able to contest that turtle much because of the trading of objectives in terms of turret across the map. So at this point, he's just going to continue to farm up, let that be. And again, they have to just kind of transition to the mid game where they don't let anything else slip out of their hands here. Also, a lot of this does rely, once again, on Chaknu to find those single target stuns with the Abyssal Arrows. And as we can see from the emblems, not too much difference here. Edu Max obviously running that mystery shop, wants to get those items a lot faster. Will also depend and help him out deciding which ultimates do I take, right? We've seen him actually take even Demon Kite's ultimate so far. But again, I think he's going to lean more towards taking the Bloody Hunt from Light.
Yeah, definitely. That's a huge source of CC that he can use here. And combined
Selamat
with the
menonton,
flicker as well,
guys.
he can
Channel
basically
YouTube Mas
mirror
114.
whatever light is doing. And when you combine with
MSC.
Chocolate Abyssal Arrow, I think that's like CC for forever, basically.
I mean, the Yin Yang Overturn is also a really huge ultimate that can be useful.
Yeah.
Wait,
I mean, if you get to Aqua,
streaming.
notice how Aqua just, even for the last game, right? He plays so defensively. That's one of the strong points of Aqua alone as a player. He knows really well positioning in terms of whatever mage he decides to play. And that's what we're going to see here from the group pick 2. And now, Turtle going to be the focus here. This time, Smart Omega, actually, he's still not going to contest this. Ryzen does not care for it. He's just going to go ahead and give up that Turtle 3 now for RSG Philippines.
Okay, so 3 turtles already take the hands of as 2 turrets on the 0. They do have more pickoffs, but they have not been able to convert that. And I think that is the main factor that distinctive.
Sorry guys.
Looking at the map state now, I mean, RSG once again, they have full control over the upper side of the map, save for the tier 2 turrets. But again, Omega, you cannot count them out. It feels like they're kind of repeating the strategy of game 1 here. Is that what they're trying to do?
I mean, buy time, right? Get to the Omega timers. That could be it. You can also see it's a lot more stable, though, now. The one-on-one, Naz not going to be able to get the kill there. Takes quite a few turret shots, too. So, player gold terms, again, Emon and a Kelra. Pretty much neck and neck in terms of the gold. And this will transition, again, mid-game when those marksmen, those gold laners, really start to find their power spike.
Yeah, 100%. It does seem like now, Light gets caught.
Light gonna have to flicker around. Team Kai looking for the initiation, gonna push them back here. Emon returning on top of Edu Max. He has to flicker out too, but under the turret, Emon goes. Not able to get the kill, unfortunately. But look at the damage already coming out from Emon. This is gonna be another turret in favor of RSG Philippines.
Oh, the huge shot though, the Renner from Kelra. That takes Iman down to half his HP. Thankfully, they don't have to follow up there just yet. The Lord is coming up in 10 seconds, so RSGPH gonna kind of reset here to set themselves up for it. Now, looking at this late game though, nice, so you said Omega is trying to stall this out, but RSGPH, I mean, they're not gonna let the same thing happen twice. Come on, that can't be possible. And now with Iman on this carry, they're definitely gonna have a lot more bursts coming from Aqua as well as Iman in the later game.
Yeah, now Lord gonna be the focus here. This time, Horizon does not want to give that one up so freely. You can see RSG Philippines setting up in those bushes. Even Light just asserting his dominance there, not wanting anyone to get Iron Hook. But again, they grab another objective here, pretty much free. And RSG Philippines is just playing around objectives. Renzio trying to get that bottom turret down. Gonna take quite a bit of damage. There's the flicker, still alive though, thanks to the sprint. Light not able to find the hook.
Deja vu here for the side of RSG Philippines in game number 2, as once again they are going to be the one in control of the map. They have the map pressure, they have the tempo, and Omega once again in that back foot. They're going for the next objective in that bottom side turret, and that Lord is going to be pushing out in that mid side.
All right.
Sprint meta,
Yeah,
sprint meta. I'm
sprint
just
meta,
gonna
right?
say.
He has Lord just fine. Talking about coming out from Kelra, gets a kill for himself. So again, the scale is here. They just have to continue to just be on the defense a little bit, and that's what we're seeing. That's what we saw from game number 1.
Yeah, looking at this right now, RSGPH really have to be careful about their positioning because at any time, Changnu with the Abyssal Arrow, you also have, Renzio coming into the backline. So if Omega decides to engage in a full-on team fight, it might really look bad for RSG where they don't exactly have that peel.
I mean, Renzio at this point, it's 11 minutes in, right? He's 0-0-0, but he's actually, if you just look at the KDA, it doesn't kind of do justice to what Renzio is doing because he's actually helped put pressure around the map, forcing RSG Philippines to respond. So can he continue to do that? Because at this point, right, almost the 12-minute mark, he's going to have to be kind of that front line for his team, especially if the Abyssal Arrows do land.
Yeah, that's definitely a huge consideration here. Omega, they need to be able to find momentum from Chaknu, like you mentioned earlier, with those Abyssal Arrows landing, and like they did before, and they could definitely be able to combo that. The composition coming in from Ryzen as well with the ultimate to go for the lethal counter, and RSGPH, they are doing great at the moment. I mean, 4,000 gold lead as of right now, and we'll see what happens in the later stages of the game.
I mean, pretty much same thing, right? At this point, last game, they were in a similar situation. Smart Omega looking to just do the same thing. The thing, I mean, on top of that is, how do you use this Ballman pick in the jungle, right? How do you actually utilize that? Because you pretty much have, I mean, objectively, that's what you think, right? To match the objective power is from RSG Philippines, but so far he hasn't been able to do that. So it comes down to actually the damage potential, especially from the ultimate. But at this point, they haven't been able to find actually a good team fight for them just yet. And also, Emin just picking up that Wind of Nature is going to make him that much more deadly here. You really have to catch him out. If Kelra is able to make a aggressive move, that could really help them, but the burst on the side of RSG Philippines is quite large in comparison to Smart Omega. And again, Lord, most likely going to go to the hands of RSG Philippines. There's no contest here as Demon Kai secures it one more. Actually gets taken out. Killing spree for Kelra. They do force them back, looking for the yin yang overturn, and they find that 2 max. There's the response. Light gets the hook off. Renzio trying to push them back, and he goes down. Double kill for Aqua, but now he's the focus. Smart Omega finds another one. Kelra popping off here. The focus now on Demon Kite. Renzio goes in with a falling Star Moon. He has the slows, dodges the hook. It's only a matter of time. Renzio grabs one himself.
4-3 trade here now in favor of Omega, as once again they have found the impossible. They have taken the course of the whole game, and now they are going to slowly come back as the economy difference has shrunken down to 2,000. They will be able to take away that Lord easily, and now are pushing once again through that mid side and being able to get more objectives on the board.
This is absolutely insane. Oh, another shot there by Kara onto Nas. Omega, they are looking so strong, so patient, but the moment they pull the trigger, you think for 1 minute that RSGPH had it in their control, but Omega just runs through their draft the moment Kelra is online. 4-0 to 1. And the thing about Omega's draft also is that it's very non-committal. You wait for RSGPH to engage, you basically use all of their cooldowns, and Omega has so many other things that they could throw at them. And I think that's why they have been able to counter-engage so successfully as well. So what does RSGPH need to look at right now?
I mean, not having the same situation happen they did in game number 1, but it's already starting, right? That's what we're seeing here from Smart Omega. Kelra feeling very confident on this comfort hero of his own, this Beatrix, and it's bad news, right? It's bad news for RSG Philippines. Also, again, going over to Ryzen, he doesn't care. Give up the 3 turtles in the early game, even the Lords. If he can rely on his teammates to actually just make plays like that, they don't need it, right? This could possibly be the game-winning strategy for Smart Omega in game number 2.
I mean, look at that economy difference just become non-existent. Already 800 only to their name. And once again, like you mentioned, I guess Omega, they don't need the objectives. And that's so surprising because usually when we see Mobile Legends being played at this tier, it's always about those objectives. You have to be disciplined, get those early game turtles, snowball into the late game. But for Omega, they're just able to kind of zone it out to the late game, wait for the power spikes to happen like Kelra is happening now. And they're just able to capitalize over that, even though RSGPH, they already have so much to work with. I mean, Aqua already built it with that Holy Crystal. You can feel so much magic power. The burst is definitely there. So all they need to do is bait that out. But look at this, Renzio gets caught really, really low. Fortunately for him, he is able to escape.
Yeah, manages to get out for now. So both teams just kind of reset over here. You talked about Kelra. He also just picked up the Blade of Heptases, and that's not gonna look good. If he catches Iman in that backline, I don't think even the Wind of Nature is gonna save him there, because he's not gonna be able to react in time to that first Renner shot. So it's looking pretty bleak, starting to look bleak for RSG right now. They're still gonna go ahead and start up this Lord though, in position now, chunking it down to half HP, but this time it looks like Ryzen wants to contest this.
Yeah, right now, Lord gonna be less than half health here. Demon Kite most likely to grab this one, but it's actually Ryzen! He finally gets the Lord! They find a kill here, he falls! Falling Star Moon gonna come in, Emon popping off with the damage, but it's gonna be Renzio that falls here. Kelra, he goes down finally, Emon finding him, it's a 2-for-4 trade.
A Lord, but at what cost? They lost 4 members in that team fight, and it is going to be RSG Philippines winning it out. But now, what can they do here? What happened before?
Was that a
I
trap?
know, I was like, what?
Just when you think Omega had it, RSG comes back. I don't know if this
What
is the
happened?
caster's curse. You know, maybe the winning condition here is don't take the Lord. If you take the Lord, you lose the team fight.
Huh, that's fair.
I mean, hey, he got this Lord, right? So now they can play around this, but again, Chapney's the only one up. He did get that kill off Demon Kite. I'm not sure if that was a trap or what. We're gonna check out the replay here presented by TikTok. Let's take a look at this again. The Lord looked like it was gonna be secured by Demon Kite, but Ryzen comes in, and after that, it's just quite a bit of damage on RSG Philippines, but Emon only able to buy so much time. Kelra goes in with an aggressive flicker, but takes that damage also from Emon because of that wind of nature that he had this time.
Yeah, I guess I was wrong about that Wind of Nature. It definitely helped him to survive that fight. Yeah, it works. Wind of Nature works. PSA, everyone. Right now, they are probably going to reset, though. I mean, RSG PH can see them grouping up so much. And is that the difference maker here? I mean, Omega, they have a bit more ability to split push. Oh, Iman in the mid lane taking so much damage. Omega, at any time, they can pull the trigger.
That's a beauty of Iman as well as Kelra, right? For the side of Iman, sure, he's able to be very consistent in that gold lane. He can, you know, even behind, he's able to just farm really well. But the problem is, Beatrix, there's just so much to Beatrix. What do you need? Do you need a long-range sniper? Go for Renner. Do you need something more bursty? You can always go for Nibiru's Passion. So that's a more like flexible way of seeing things, and it just is able to kind of go into what situation is needed most.
I mean, still, you have to worry about anytime there's a carry, right? And he has this sprint, he's going to be able to move around the way he wants to, especially with the composition they have to capitalize on that. Look at the damage dealt, though, right? We're talking about gold laners here. Kelra, obviously top of the chart here. Here comes the conceal. Light looking for the hook, forces the flicker out. So a resource for a resource. They're going to get initiated on by Renzio with the Falling Star Moon. F2max doesn't have an ultimate just yet. There you go. He grabs Bloody Hunt. Could be looking for a setup. Now, Lord will be up in about 10 seconds here, 10, 12 seconds. Right now, Smart Omega is showing this kind of dominance here. They are very confident, especially now, right? Light has that Bloody Hunt. He could be the one to flicker in for the Bloody Hunt combo to set something up.
Yeah, they both have it. I mean, the Bloody Hunt on Light as well as E2 Max. Can I just point out the finesse in that skirmish earlier? The one that didn't happen because they're playing at such a high level. The Abyssal Arrow coming through the bushes, but the conceal and the disengage. Just absolutely insane. Now it's going to be RSG. Light! He gets the hook onto Changnu, and Iman immediately bursts him down. Nats finds this opportunity. He's gonna go on to Renzio now in the backline. Another hook onto Ryzen. No follow-up because he is tanky. They're gonna take the chance instead to take this Lord over here. Omega looks like they're gonna back off for now, but Ryzen might hang around in the vicinity just to see if he can steal this one.
Ryzen's still gonna work on this, but Aqua trying to zone him out. Look at that, though. There's Kelra popping the damage, forcing RSG Philippines back, and they find the immortality. The Lord is gonna be secured by the Filipino Savage, forcing RSG Philippines to retreat.
Kelra, just being that ultimate X factor for the side of Omega, already sitting at 612, dealing out the damage coming in from that Nibiru's Passion and the DPS to follow it up to eventually zone out Nas away. That was just so beautifully done by the side of Omega, and I can say that their synergy is definitely on point here in the 21st minute.
And Kelra's doing work this game, I would say. I mean, time after time, he's just finding plays. Even when he's down, you know, earlier he burned that flicker. He now has the immortality, right? So he can be a little more aggressive paired up now that he has the flicker available. So RSG Philippines, Now, again, their backs are against the wall. They're going to be focused in cracking open the base of RSG Philippines. They have to be able to defend this one the best they can here. Lord's going to go ahead and charge up. Abyssal Arrow's going to be flying around here. The damage is there, but they clear up the Lord after they lose that turret. Smart Omega taking the resources of the jungle as well.
This feels like deja vu right now. Omega
Yeah.
pulling exactly, the same strategy. So patient. But the moment they pull the trigger, they go all in. And now Omega going to be able to strip the all of the tier 2 turrets as well as the bit inhibitor, and it's on RSGPH to be able to defend this. The creeps are there, so Omega still wants to push their lead here.
You can see that RSGPH are kind of trying to, adapt to the situation, right? They have their backs pinned to the wall like we are seeing here on stage, and the fact is now they have started to swap out those really important items. Already Nats has switched out for a blade armor to respect the critical coming in from Kelra, and already Aqua with that winter truncheon. So just a little bit more defensive of items just in case Omega finds that groundbreaking momentum that they always seem to do.
Again, at this point, it comes down to those gold laners, their decision making, their positioning, and the battle of having a sprint plus a flicker right on both sides. Light now going to be looking for a moment here. Pops the conceal, gets the iron hook on Ryzen, has the bloody hunt. They're going to focus him down. He still has the immortality though. Now Naz forcing Kelra to go back, missing the Vism strike, but they find a kill on Ryzen. Another hook lands, forcing the flicker out. Still has the immortality. Renzio trying to buy some time here before he goes over to Naz with the killing spree.
There you go, RSGPH light on these hooks. One of the key ways to victory there, follow the light. And you get exactly that. He landed the hook. Yeah, okay, at first on Ryzen, after bursting him down, he actually managed to get Calvra out of all that pandemonium.
This is great. This is great for the side of RSG Philippines. I mean, already the Lord has spawned, and there are still death timers on the clock for Omega. Practically RSG, they have 20 seconds to be able to secure this because they do have the man advantage. And you can see here, Omega, they don't seem to want to contest this one, thinking that it is a little bit too much and too risky.
Okay, good pickup here. They grab this Lord. This is a 23-minute Lord, and now it's Smart Omega's turn to defend. Backs against the wall here. Etumax does have that bloody hunt. They're going to be working their best here. Look at all the immortalities being picked up here. So at this point, RSG Philippines is thinking, hey, we don't want to let this one slip out of our hands. This time, we almost had some deja vu, or we did, but we don't want it to go that way here and give Smart Omega that match point. So Lord going to be marching down the bottom. There's about one charge hit there, so that will go. And at this point, Smart Omega could be looking for a play. They don't want to get hooked either. They have to be very careful about this.
I like how Light just stood there and took the Abyssal Arrow. He saw it coming his way and just took the damage. Like, I'll take one for the team. But Aqua now going to be able to take the top inhibitor turret. RSG looking to siege down on the middle as the Lord takes down the bottom inhibitor turret. So now RSGPH, they have cracked the base of Omega open. They want to make this the game-ending play here, but can they find the opportunity?
Oh, well, right now, actually, Smart Omega able to just delete that Lord. Again, they have you. So right now, this is their comfort zone, right? No turrets available. Let's go ahead and defend. And at the same time, a little bit, especially because they have to be conscious of all these immortalities. Like to be looking for a play. Pops the... So it's going to be an immortality for Ryzen.
Okay, so already one member taken as RSG, even though they do have the man advantage, they don't want to go in and siege that base. They are going to be focusing to get that buff first and perhaps continue from there. But what I would like to point out there in that previous situation was that, my God, Renzio did such a good job at buying time for the side of Omega to really come back from that. And there's just so much emphasis onto Kelra that he's opted for the Has class plus that Immortal. So not just one or the other, but
Light finds the iron hook. Immortality's gonna be popped. They find the kill. Kelra's down. This is RSG Philippines' moment. The damage to Renzio forcing the immortality once again. They're gonna grab the kill here. Unstoppable Naz. It is only a matter of time. And 2Max gonna be the next target here. Immortality is popped in response, but now the base is gonna be worked on, and they even the score. It's 1-for-1.
1-for-1, and now RSG have come on top with a comeback victory victory in game number 2. Man, caster curse. I was like talking about Kelra and how he's like the saving grace for Omega because he's dealing out so much damage and he just gets picked off by Light with that iron hook. That was so on point, and I gotta say, don't leave Franco open at this stage.
Yeah, definitely not. You can see how comfortable Light is, and just so many members there grouped up, but still, he landed the hook on the target that he wanted. Look at the faces of relief there on the members of RSG. They're so happy to have taken this game.
I feel like, yeah, they needed to stop the momentum coming out from Smart Omega, right? So it is a very kind of uplifting thing for RSG Philippines. And now, again, we have a series on our hands. It's 1-for-1. I gotta say, it was almost a reoccurring thing here for game number 2. So, let's see if RSG Philippines can actually just kind of regroup here again, going to game 3. Omega, they had a great plan, but, we gotta hear more about this. Very interesting. The analysts over there want to break this one down for us. Boys, away.
Into the stand we shall. Welcome back at your service. My name is Leo. Joined here by LaFell. We're breaking down game number 2.